Hello and welcome to New Fast Food. We've got a lot of fast food news today, including the Mexican Pizza Crunchwrap has finally become a reality. Arby's has a humongous announcement, and Papa John's is offering sandwiches. If you're new to this channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and also hit that notification bell so therefore you're always notified when I release new episodes. With that, let's get started, and I've actually got a couple of new Taco Bell test items to share with you today. Sometimes they announce them to the public, sometimes they don't. This is one of those times where they did not set out a press release, so they did not announce that these new test items are available. But I've got them, and let's take a look. The first one, of course, is the Mexican Pizza Crunchwrap, and this has got to be something that a lot of people have been dreaming about ever since the Crunchwrap Supreme debuted. It's a match made in Taco Bell heaven. This one, take a look here. This one has got basically all of the ingredients you would normally find on a Mexican pizza. Plus, it looks like an additional layer of nacho cheese there at the bottom. Then it's all wrapped inside the Crunchwrap tortilla wrap. So this one is sort of a no-brainer in my opinion. I don't see how there's any chance that this one is not going to be popular in the city it's testing in, which is Oklahoma City, by the way, especially at the price that they're testing it at, which is $3.49, which in that market is cheaper than both a Crunchwrap Supreme and a Mexican pizza. So it's like, should I get a Mexican pizza or a Crunchwrap Supreme? Oh, I can get both for less than the cost of just one. I mean, it's such a good idea. It's such a good deal. I don't see how this one loses at all. I'd be surprised if we don't see the Mexican Pizza Crunchwrap in Taco Bell sometime in 2019. That's usually the way the timeline goes when we see these products being tested in a test city. They're usually about a year, at least 6 months out from being available nationwide. This is the Mexican Pizza Crunchwrap testing right now in Oklahoma City, and then we've also, like I said, got another new Taco Bell test item to take a look at. This one is sort of a spin-off from a conceptual item that we talked about in my last episode. That was the $2 steak stacker, basically a $1 stacker with steak instead of beef. But this one is the $2 breakfast steak stacker. That's a mouthful. But what's interesting here is that it looks like basically the exact same item as the $2 steak stacker, but made for breakfast, which tells me that it probably has eggs in it. And it's interesting that they're both the same price point, where you could get a $2 steak stacker or a $2 breakfast steak stacker with eggs. Something tells me that they probably had already started the idea going forward with the breakfast steak stacker, and then somebody was like, hey, you know what? I think people would buy this without the eggs, so why don't we see what people think about a eggless version, put it on this survey we're sending out, and see what the response is. So either way, it looks like we're inching closer to getting some kind of steak stacker, whether it's the regular one that we talked about last time or this breakfast version. One of these two is likely to pass testing and be available nationwide, like I said, maybe sometime within the next year. Next up, Arby's has a humongous announcement, a gigantic announcement. Actually, announcements or advertisements don't get any bigger than this, literally. And that's because Arby's is setting the Guinness World Record for biggest advertisement. So if you weren't paying attention, Arby's last week put out a little video on Twitter, and probably other networks as well, but they put out a video on Twitter showcasing that they had created the world's smallest advertisement, and they went through the process that they went through to make the advertisement. They worked with some kind of science company to get an advertisement printed on a sesame seed. So they used that little video to say, hey, we've got an announcement to make. It's on this little sesame seed. Of course, it's too small to see in the video what the announcement is. They just said they were going to have a big announcement coming soon, and then now we find out that that big announcement literally is a big announcement. They just went from setting the world record for smallest advertisement to now the world record for biggest advertisement. Takes up a whole field of 5 acres, and the announcement is Arby's now has Coke. So of course, Arby's traditionally sold Pepsi products. The announcement is they're going to be switching over to Coke products. And this isn't exactly news. Arby's did announce that they were going to be switching over to Coke from Pepsi last August, but there really wasn't a lot of fanfare around that. People didn't really notice that announcement too much, and they had said that they'd be switching over to Coke sometime in the first quarter of 2018. So here we are towards the end of the second quarter of 2018, and they've just now got it to a point where they're ready to announce that all of their Arby's restaurants have Coke instead of Pepsi. So I know this is literally a huge announcement, but I'd be interested to find out how big of an announcement you guys, the fast food foodies and drive-through cuties, think that this is. Are you really that loyal to either Pepsi or Coke, or does it really not matter to you? Let me know in the comments down below. Next up, Papa John's is branching out from their traditional line of pizzas and is rolling out a new line of sandwiches. So of course, Papa John's in the past has also offered chicken wings and breadsticks, kind of traditional pizza place fare, but I think they've been kind of falling behind as Domino's, of course, has offered, they offer a wide variety of sandwiches, pastas, salads, you name it. And of course, Pizza Hut also offers pastas. So Papa John's is catching up with the times. They're going to be rolling out these new oven-baked sandwiches. There's 5 varieties, as you see here: Philly cheesesteak, meatball provolone, barbecue chicken, buffalo chicken, and Italian hero. If I were to order one of these, I tell you, my first choice would be the Italian hero. I just don't really feel comfortable getting a chicken or a cheesesteak sandwich from a pizza restaurant. The Italian hero, I would say that, pizza, the pepperoni, the salami, I trust those ingredients already from a pizza restaurant, so I would be comfortable with them putting those on a sandwich for me. Probably the second one I think I would choose would be the meatball. I trust meatballs from a pizza restaurant too. So I would choose one of those, the Italian hero or the meatball provolone. Interesting, you see here, they put the Italian hero up front and center. I have a feeling that that's the same one that a lot of people are going to be most comfortable choosing from Papa John's. And I'd be interested to find out, what do you guys think about all these different things that the pizza restaurants have started offering? I think it's obvious that there are people ordering these items because otherwise they would discontinue them, right? I mean, if Domino's didn't sell any sandwiches and they were losing money on the sandwiches, they just would stop offering them. Same thing with the pasta at Pizza Hut. I mean, no matter how many they're actually selling, it's got to be profitable for them. Otherwise, they would stop doing it altogether. So let me know what you guys think about that. And one other thing that's interesting to know about these oven-baked sandwiches is that they're not necessarily available at all Papa John's right now. They're doing a slow rollout of them, and what that means is that they're not just going to say, okay, they're now available at all restaurants right now. They're going to have them be available at, say a handful of restaurants, then expand that to more, and then keep expanding it probably weekly or daily even until they've reached all the Papa John's locations. So they are coming nationwide, but it's not a day and date nationwide. It's a slow rollout. Your Papa John's may get it sometime over the next few weeks. And I'm going to leave you with this. This is a pizza deal that is too good to pass up. It's a knockoff, basically, of the Domino's deal that we talked about about a month ago now. This is a large 2-topping carry-out pizza for $5.99. Now this is coming from Pizza Hut, not Domino's. So I say it's a knockoff because I think Domino's originated that $5.99 carry-out special. And Pizza Hut, they kind of like to copy every deal that Domino's offers. And I got to give a shout out here. One of my most loyal viewers, the Bad Company Gaming, he actually predicted this deal would come back when I was talking about that $5.99 Domino's pizza deal. He said, "I'm sure Pizza Hut will follow suit with the same deal soon. They usually do." That ended up being true. Pizza Hut is offering that same $5.99 2-topping large carry-out special. It's available now for a whole week through June 24th. Make sure if you're gonna get a pizza this week to consider this $5.99 large pizza deal from Pizza Hut with no minimum, by the way. There's no minimum order. You're gonna have to buy 2 pizzas or anything. Minimum order of 1 pizza, $5.99, 2-topping large. Make sure to take advantage of that deal. But that's enough out of me. Now it's up to you to continue the conversation down below. I want to know, how important is it to you that Arby's is switching from Pepsi to Coke? Does it make a big deal to you whether a restaurant has Coke or Pepsi? This actually, is quite a big deal in terms of business-wise, because it's very rare these days that these big chains switch between a Coke or Pepsi. I think it's been about 10 years since the last time that this happened. So in terms of just how often does it happen, this actually is quite a big deal. But I want to know, how important is it to you, my fast food foodies and drive-thru cuties? Thank you very much for tuning in today. If this is your first time watching, consider subscribing. We talk about fun stuff like this twice a week. I release new videos every Tuesday and Friday, and you can watch more right now.